Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we're live this morning from the HCCTV studios. Good to have you with us on the show. Got a great half hour lined up for you before we get to our guest. Want to check in with my co-host, Dr. Tony Reyes Sutherland. Tony, a bit chilly this morning outside. I don't know if you've been out yet. It said 40 when I got up, but it felt more like 20 with the wind blowing. So there was like, no way. I just want to go back in the house. It wasn't a good deal.
True. But it is a good excuse to have your fireplace going, which I always love. Love the smell of the fireplace and all of that. It's winter, at least for a little while in Houston.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to have a fireplace, yeah, most of us don't have that luxury in our homes. Ooh. But yeah, I know. Boy, it would be a good morning for that. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, and we're live every weekday morning when HCC is in session at 10 a.m. Glad to have you with us, but you can also catch the rebroadcast of the show. We're now on at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. on HCCTV. Also, Tony, you can tell them where they can follow us, find us, like us, and share us in social media.
Yes, you just look for Houston Community College District, not just HCC, because there's a lot of them out there, but Houston Community College District. And you can go to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. We're there.
All right. Definitely we are there. Okay, Tony, you're going to be talking to this next guest. We've got Mildred Joseph. She is a public services librarian, and she's joining us this morning. Good to see you, Mildred.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Todd and Tony. It's wonderful to be here.
Well, we're looking forward to talking to you because we've talked about, there is a digital divide in this country, and it's very real, especially for our students. We want to talk to you about a number of things, including that. So stick around. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes.
Thank you.
All right. Our first guest this morning, she is a third place winner from HCC's business plan competition all the way back in 2016. She's been on the show before. We're talking the CEO and creative director of Twice Media Productions. Please welcome Tiffany Williams to the show. Tiffany, good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. So for folks who may not be aware of your company, tell us a bit about Twice Media Productions and what all you do.
Absolutely. So Twice Media Productions is a full service video marketing and technology company. We're located in downtown Houston. We've been in business almost 10 years, and we work primarily with corporations, large scale nonprofits, and government agencies providing their internal marketing, so training videos, or external marketing if they needed promotional materials or things like that to help market their companies.
Let me ask you this. Since the pandemic, everyone's doing things virtually online these days. I would imagine your assistance is needed more than ever. A lot of these companies weren't really aware of Zoom when it came out. Now everybody's using it and all other types of platforms.
Absolutely. So we definitely were impacted by the pandemic because we couldn't have our physical studio location open for a few months because we weren't deemed an essential business.
Right.
But luckily, we were able to do a lot of work remotely. So we did have video shoots that were directed via Zoom, where people were using their mobile devices. We also took our mobile video training where we teach companies to shoot, edit professional looking video from their cell phones online. So we started a Facebook group so that people could stay visible and we ourselves could stay visible, right, during that time, but they could learn how to do some stuff on their own so they could continue to post and stay viable while we all were figuring this thing out. And we've done a lot of live production. We've done a lot of COVID training videos. So it actually turned out to be okay for us, thankfully.
Yeah, it's amazing how things changed so quickly back in March of 2020. With our operations, we started doing a lot of our shows remotely. And in fact, I just got back into the studio for the first time yesterday to start doing the show again. So, and then I imagine with your company as well, people are looking at still doing things virtually. That could be the new norm. Are you seeing that as well?
Definitely. So we have clients that prefer to still do in person, but we have a lot of them that don't require that. They're like, we can get things accomplished remotely. So let's go with that. And we have a lot of clients outside of Houston, too, that take advantage of that because they don't have those additional fees to have that full production company come to them or them having to have the expense of coming to Houston.
Let's talk about the business plan competition. It's been quite a while since you were in it, 2016. Tell us what you were able to learn and your experience with the business plan competition.
I learned a lot in that business plan competition. So I looked at it as an opportunity to really, really dive into my business, and not really from a business plan standpoint, but more of a growth strategy. So I took what I was learning from the curriculum, but applied it to how can I take this business to the next level? Because at that point, I'd already been in business since 2012, so about 3.5, 4 years. And so I kind of had some of that foundational stuff already established. I knew the business model, I knew the business plan, but now I needed growth. And so I leveraged the competition for the need that I had at that time. And my coaches were amazing, helped me figure out my numbers, helped me figure out what I could do to really make this growth strategy come to fruition. So it was really beneficial for me. And the money was just an added bonus. I really was just looking to come out with a solid strategy that could help me grow my business.
And since then, you've had continued success, made it through a pandemic. Well, I guess you could say we're still in the midst of it right now, but hopefully things will be getting better. You've also started something new called Diversity Fund Houston. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Diversity Fund Houston is a venture capital fund that invests in Black and Hispanic technology founders during the friends and family round. So that demographic currently gets less than 2% of VC funding. And so at DFH, we are committed to making sure they get the capital they need in those early stages so they can later go on and continue to grow and scale their businesses.
And you've also been giving back as an HCC business plan competition alumni, and you stayed very involved with the competition. Tell us, I guess it's important, as you mentioned, the money was just the icing on the cake, but the experience you got, and I guess it's also important to share those experiences with other people who are looking to grow their business too.
Yes, I've been fortunate to be an advisor for at least 2 years in the program. And the reason I wanted to come back and pour into other entrepreneurs is because I've learned that I wouldn't be here if it weren't for others pouring into me. So I've taken all of the business programs that are available in Houston, just about. And I always try to go back and give as much as I can. And that's really what prompted me to launch Diversity Fund Houston, because I was working so closely with entrepreneurs across all these different programs. And they had literally everything they needed to be successful except the access to the capital. And so my co-founders and I decided that we were going to work together to try to solve that problem.
If someone's interested in learning more about Diversity Fund Houston, what would be the best way to reach you, website and all that?
They can go to thediversityfund.com. So diversityfund.com.
Okay, we'll have that link in our social media post of the show. Tiffany Williams is the CEO and creative director of Twice Media Production, also one of the winners of our previous business plan competitions here at HCC. Tiffany, always good to see you. We wish you continued success. Stay safe out there and try to stay warm in downtown Houston, all right?
Thank you. I'll try.
All right. Thanks, Tiffany. Thanks for being here on the show. I'm going to kick things over to Dr. Tony Rayo Sutherland. And Tony, you've got another special guest, one of our own here at HCC.
Yes, and we have librarians all over the place. Remember yesterday we had Melba Martin, or just earlier we had Melba Martin on, which she's been here 32 years as a librarian. And now we have another librarian, Mildred Joseph, public service librarian at HCC Northwest. Welcome to the show, Mildred.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm actually at Northeast, HCC Northeast at the North Forest campus.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, we got our notes wrong. But anyways, you're still an HCC librarian.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, anyways, Melba had told us that we had asked her, is there anybody that she thinks is special at the college there as a librarian? And she mentioned you. She said that she looks up to you because of your vision for the future. So that's some pretty high praise. So we thought we would have you on, of course, and tell us about your plan for the future here. You call it the digital divide, which I think I know what that is, but tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. When we talk about the digital divide, basically we're talking about the inequalities that are experienced in various households with regard to access to technology and internet access. That's what people think of. So generally speaking, when you look at households that have, higher socioeconomic status, they tend to have, multiple computers at home, a fast internet connection, things of that nature. Whereas when you look at a lower economic status, there's a tendency there not to have as much access to internet broadband service and technology.
Yeah, I know that especially when the COVID situation came about, everybody had to go online, and not everybody had the means to do so. And I know a lot of colleges, our community college just started helping students. What are some of the things that that you've done or that you think you're going to do to help students in that regard?
Well, one of the main things, since 2015, we have been loaning devices to students at HCC. We first started out with tablets and also what we call netbooks, which are very small computers. We began doing that, a program of 600 of those. And as time has gone on, we've been able to expand that. So for instance, we went from netbooks, and then we were able to obtain 1,200 Chromebooks. This was probably around, I think around 2016-ish, we were able to do that. And then, of course, that was working, fairly well for our students. But then, as you know, the pandemic hit. And of course, we've been talking about the digital divide since the 1990s. Well, the pandemic, just kind of, as you said, exacerbated the situation. And so, again, we had students that needed to get online very quickly to access their classes. And we were finally able to obtain some Dell laptop computers. IT was able to purchase those so that we could distribute those to the students, 1,600 of them. Another thing that they were able to do, which has turned out to be very, very popular, was they were able to get hotspots. Because again, you got the computer, but you may not be able to connect to the internet to go and log into your online class. So we were able to get those hotspots, and the students have really benefited from that.
That's wonderful. And so now more students are able to do online, or they can still come face to face. We have some classes like that, and they're going to grow, but at least that gives them more versatility. And that's wonderful, really helping them with that. Now, I know that you host online webinars and workshops. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yes, ma'am, most definitely. So we offer webinars and workshops that focus on a variety of different topics. So for instance, we have 30-minute workshops where students can just kind of come and learn, just get an overview of what HCC Libraries has to offer. Very quick, very convenient. What they do is they come on our website. They can register for the workshop of their choice. And then we have workshops that are more involved. So for instance, we have a plagiarism workshop that focuses on plagiarism and academic integrity. We have workshops that will on APA, MLA, Chicago style citation to help the students to learn how to format their papers correctly. We also have topics, for instance, such as fake news, misinformation and disinformation, and helping students kind of sort through the information that comes through on their social media feeds. So we just offer a variety of things. And now the students can just come and sign up for those. Also, too, a lot of our professors throughout the district, they have been assigning these webinars sometimes as bonus points. They'll require them to say, hey, guys, attend the plagiarism webinar. They'll share the link with their students for them to sign up, and then they can get maybe like some bonus points for that.
You'd be amazed at how much students just really don't understand the plagiarism thing. They think it's okay. They're not trying to do anything wrong. They just don't know. And so this is very helpful, I think, for them to understand that. And other things like how to write a research paper and stuff like that. Oh, there's a lot of rules and regulations. They can look that up. So that is wonderful. We appreciate that. Now, I understand you also have a new database called Newsbank. What is all that?
Yes, ma'am. So database is our new newspaper database. One of the things that we had were a lot of requests, people really wanting to have access to the Houston Chronicle. And we had access to it, but it only went back to maybe like 1985 or something like that. But now with Newsbank, we've been able to get access to the Houston Chronicle back to 1901. Okay. And then, of course, not just, the Houston Chronicle, but, national newspapers. For instance, we've got San Antonio Express, Austin Statesman. So it just provides them with access. And what's really nice about Newsbank, which is a little different than some of the other news resources that we have on our website, is, and the faculty members, those of you who are out here listening, Newsbank also has lesson plans in it. So it's wonderful for maybe professors to be able to go in or instructors to go in and take a look at some of these lesson plans and be able to kind of bring, I guess you could say, the real world into the classroom, different topics that they can bring into their class. So we really want to get the word out about Newsbank and encourage our HCC community to use it.
Well, that sounds like fun, actually. I mean, you could use it in history. You could use it in writing, just writing, writing about something that happened then as if you were a reporter or something like that. You could use it in so many different ways. I mean, I could even use it in theater classes to say, okay, what happened in, if you were in 1908, and you were doing a play at that time, what would you do? Things like that. So yeah, that's a great resource.
Yeah, the applications are endless.
Now, you also have digital versions of some of our favorite magazines. How does that work?
Oh, this is a really wonderful app. It's called Flipster, and there's several ways that you can access it. Of course, you can go to the library's website, which is library.hccs.edu. And if you scroll down kind of towards the middle of the website, you'll see a little carousel with all these different magazines like National Geographic, Real Simple, The Atlantic, The New Yorker, PC Gamer, just all, the popular favorite magazines. Not all of them, but a lot of popular favorite magazines. And you can click on it. If you're at home, you'll be prompted to log in with your HCC username and ID. But once you log in, you've got a really nice user-friendly experience of being able to, it's almost like holding the magazine in your hand, looking at all the photos, and it's just very, very easy to use and navigate through. It's really, really nice.
I love that. I mean, sometimes you have these things where you're on your laptop, but you turn the page kind of like as if it were a real book, And I like that part. That's the old-fashioned part of me, I guess.
Same here.
Now, your physical spaces, we've been talking a lot about online and all of that, but you're also open for face-to-face stuff, right?
Yeah. And the library has actually been here since June of 2021. We've been open. Students are able to come in and utilize the space if they need to study, if they need to use a computer, do any type of printing, anything like that, they're able to come in and utilize the space. When you look at, we're almost back to our pre-COVID hours, almost, not quite, but many of our larger locations, such as A-Leaf Hayes, Central, they're going to be open their regular, 74 hours a week, 74.5 hours a week. So, we're back in business and we're here available, and available for the students. And another thing I do want to mention that, physical spaces are still very, very important to our students. I had a young man who came in a few weeks before, maybe about 3 weeks before the end of the fall semester. And he asked about the computers. He said that his professor told him about the laptops. I gave him a laptop and then and checked it out to him. And then about 20 minutes later, he returned with the laptop. And he said, you know what? I can't be responsible for this laptop. However, when he found out that we were open, he started to come in and study and use the desktop computers. He felt more comfortable with that.
You're holding in your hand a lot of money, actually.
Right.
Point. And it's like, I'm kind of scared. What if I lose it? Whatever. Yeah. Right. So I can understand that point of view, but I think it's so good that now you can both come in person and you have other means for online that you're helping them with. So no matter what the situation the student has, they can get to a library anytime they need.
Exactly.
Well, we really appreciate you being on the show. And Melba was right. You've got great visions and great ideas about what to do in the future and to bring us all to we've been saying the 21st century. It would be, are we going into the 22nd soon?
Right.
We're just going real fast.
Right. Things are happening so quickly.
Okay, well, thank you. This is Mildred, if I can get my words right, Mildred Joseph, Public Service Librarian, HCC Northeast.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and we'll have your info in our post after the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Tony. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you, Mildred and Tony. A few announcements we want to get to on the show. We were talking about Melba Martin. Well, Melba is retiring. She was on the show earlier this week, and she was retiring after 32 years of service at Houston Community College. She also worked at TSU before that, worked for Harris County, and she's worked as a faculty senator and on the board of A-Leaf YMCA. Very busy lady, and we wish her the best of luck in her retirement. There is a party for her virtually and in person, 1 to 3 p.m. Monday, January 31st. We'll have some information in our social media post on how you can attend and give her your best well wishes. Okay, Tony, there's an art clinic going on as well.
The HCC Southwest West Loop, say that fast, Art Gallery will exhibit works from students enrolled during the 2020-2021 fiscal year. And you just need to contact rolando.reina at hccs.edu, and we're going to have that in our post after the show so you can see. It's Monday, January 31st through February 24th. That's at the West Loop, HCC Southwest.
And speaking of galleries that are reopening, they're literally reopening around the district. Monday, January 31st through April 9th at the Fine Arts Gallery at HCC Central Campus, you can check out an exhibition of winning art from the district-wide Fall 2021 Student Art Instagram Show. That'll be happening there. You know, Tony, it's good to see that our art galleries are reopening. And I don't know if you had a chance to catch the topic yesterday, but we had Dr. Kurt Ewan on with one of our other vice chancellors, Dr. Norma Perez. And we also had Robert McCracken, who is our executive director over risk management. They were all talking about returning to campuses. And the announcement was made that students and faculty will be returning to in-person classes this coming Monday, January 31st. So things are getting better. And this was in response to, Omicron kind of shut things down back. I think the announcement went out on New Year's Eve, and we went virtual for all of January. The numbers of Omicron in the city of Houston and Harris County have been going down dramatically. So they were looking at that and they said, let's get the students back on campus. And that was kind of the plan. So it's good to know we will be back to some type of normalcy in the next few days or so, as I know you'll be excited to get the students back in the classroom.
Oh, yes. I mean, it's a huge difference when you can see the students and interact with them. Yes, you can do it online, but it's a whole different world to do it in person.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. You'll be receiving an email probably today or the next day or so. But that announcement was made yesterday live on the topic. Students, if you're watching, you'll be hearing from your instructors to let you know how you'll be going back to campus. So you'll have those face-to-face classes in person once again. All right, real quickly, National Go Red Day for Women. That's happening Friday, February the 4th, Tony.
Yes, heart disease is the number one cause of death for women, and signs of it are different from women than men. So the American Heart Association came up with this National Go Red for Women Day for the first Friday of February of every year. So now we have a Go Red virtual walk Friday, February 4th. It's sponsored by the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Women in Leadership, Student Life, and Rec Sports. The theme is marching to the beat of a different drummer. And of course, being a drummer, I like that. But anyways, the first 350 people that sign up will get a t-shirt. So just go to hashtag HCC Go Red for Women and take pictures of yourself doing this and send it to there. And then we'll see pictures of you.
All right. I want to remind everyone real quickly, skip on down to our announcement on registration. HCC has year-round registration. Second start's underway. Fall or the spring 2022 semester already underway. We're into that, but you can still register for classes for shortened semesters. Make sure you do so today. There's financial aid available. There's, of course, scholarships, grants, a lot of funding to help you go to a community college. Lots of it right now, but you have to register. Go to hccs.edu/now. Tomorrow on the show, a couple of special guests, Tony.
Yes, we have Faculty Senate member David White. He's going to be here and he's going to discuss Dr. Kurt Ewan's shared governance project. I don't know if y'all talked about that on the topic, but we're going to talk more about it here. And then also for Virtual Family Fun Day, we will welcome the Folger Shakespeare Library. I can't wait. We've got libraries all over the place, but we're talking about Shakespeare. Yes.
That should be very cool. All right. So we're going to wrap things up on the show this morning. Thank you for being here. We'll be here tomorrow. I think, in fact, Tony's going to switch places with me. She's going to be right here tomorrow. I'll be at home. One way or another, we'll be live 10 a.m. right here for Up to the Minute.